Hola amigos, I'ma keep it real with y'all, I've got nothing for this intro. Just like Nintendo didn't have nothing for the Wii U commercials, god damn. You remember this, right? If you don't, I don't blame you. You've been brainwashed by Nintendo and completely forgot that this actually existed. So, this is the Wii U, the most unsuccessful console from Nintendo. The most unsuccessful console from Nintendo since the 2000s. The Wii U was the console of two screens, one that is a controller itself and the other one the actual TV you are playing. This actually offered a lot of options. Somebody wanted to watch the TV and you're playing? No worries, you can still see the game on the Gamepad and it's like handheld console but you are playing tabletop games. Anything ringing in mind? Isn't a switch switching in your brain right now? Yeah, so the Nintendo Switch is the successful version of the Wii U. But why, you may ask? If it's the same console, why the Wii U didn't succeed as good as the Nintendo Switch? It's literally the same thing, right? I think the Nintendo Switch and the Wii U have some similarities here and there, no doubt. But at the end of the day, there are two different consoles by some gigantic differences. One being that one is a handheld console and the other one is a home console with a tablet. The Nintendo Switch, while it has a lot of advantages, it still lacks a lot of power, and for Nintendo to portray the Nintendo Switch as a home console and a handheld console is kind of wrong, because at the end of the day, the one that is making all of the work is the handheld console and the dock is only portraying the image onto the TV. And that's the thing that separates the Nintendo Switch from the Wii U. While the Wii U wasn't handheld like the Nintendo Switch, the Wii U can actually run more games because the Wii U is actually a home console and nothing else. That's one of the reasons I stand by it and say that the Wii U wasn't so bad as people say it was. It had power, it had amazing games, it had Wii Party U, so overall it was amazing. Then why does Nintendo wants to forget about this console? Because they didn't know how to handle this console. This reason shows just by looking at the commercials of the Wii U. Nintendo portrayed this console in one of the worst ways possible, putting kids onto their commercials. They made it look like the Wii U was a child's console, and it made even more sense when they showed that this thing came with a tablet. Seeing little kids asking their parents for a Wii U in the cringiest way possible is something so unbearable for the Wii U. This is one of the reasons the Wii U wasn't selling, because everyone thought, oh, this is a child's console, why would I even want that? And well, it's the sequel to the Wii, one of the most successful consoles that appealed to everyone. And in the Wii commercials, wouldn't you know it, there were a bunch of people from different ages playing games on the Nintendo Wii, because guess what? This console in the commercials was appealing to everyone. What was Nintendo thinking when they didn't follow the formula for the sequel of the Wii? You know, one of the most successful consoles, but instead trying something different. And not different as in good, because this was probably one of the worst ideas, and if they would have changed the advertisement of this console, I assure you this console would have been way better on sales. And don't mention that Super Smash Bros. Commercial, because I can make a whole ass video about why that is the worst commercial for the Wii U. I hate you, I hope you die. Sorry, I got a little carried there, but this just bums me out, seeing the way they promoted this console on the TV and make everyone to not buy it. But that's the thing, Nintendo knows best. Alright, let's move on. The Wii U also flopped because the lack of third-party games. The thing with third-party games on the Wii U is the limited power of said console, just like every other Nintendo console. And also seeing the low sales of the Nintendo Wii U, companies just wonder, why would I sell my game on the Wii U if 1, I have to customize it so that it runs on the limited power of the Wii U, and 2, if the console is doing so poorly, then why even bother to even put it onto the Wii U? And maybe the Nintendo Switch is also power limited, but this one actually blew up, so companies now take the chance of putting their games onto these consoles, so even though it looks horrible, the fact that their game is on the Nintendo Switch makes up for it. So yeah, with almost zero companies interested in collaborating with the Wii U because of the lack of popularity, we had to stick with only Nintendo games, and well, it isn't so bad, but you truly miss some of the games that are on other consoles, and the thought that some of the games that can truly work on this console aren't on the Wii U. So yeah, we had to stick with Zombie U and other boring ass third-party games, but hey, We got Lego City Undercover, that's pretty cool. One thing that bothers me the most and another reason for this console to not make it into the big thing is the missed opportunity of the Wii U Gamepad. The Wii U Gamepad is a special controller with a screen on it, if you couldn't already tell. This controller was portrayed as the special player in a video game, and there are some exceptions where they truly took potential of this controller. Nintendo Land as an example, where every single game involved the Wii U Gamepad in a special way, and it's lots and lots of fun. There's also Wii Party U that use the gamepad to play some of the Mania games that are only played on the Wii U Gamepad. And while it may be kind of awkward playing on a tiny screen, it's still Wii Party U, so there is no complaining in that. But there are also some big games like Mario Kart 8 or Mario 3D World where I just ask, why they did not go further than just touching the screen pointlessly or blowing on the Wii U Gamepad? That came out wrong, but you get the point. The Wii U came with this big ass controller. For it to not be used in the biggest games on the console feels super off. It's like you made the gamepad for a singular purpose and you didn't even accomplish it on your biggest games. Now I get it, this isn't the main thing on the console, but you know, why else are you adding a tablet onto a controller? Is it just for the sake of adding a screen onto the controller? Of course not. The main idea for the Wii U gamepad is for it to be as a special controller where you have more advantages than the others. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the main thing on every single game like Smash Bros, but I like a special mode where you can use it to your advantage. There's also the bad use of the Wii U gamepad in Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, where they literally took the gamepad a little too far, where it was just uncomfortable, moving your fingers in such a strange way, having to press the amiibo every single time to move, and overall this game proved in the worst way possible that the Wii U gamepad is more than a controller. Looking at other games and seeing how they didn't care to put anything on the gamepad and just copy the screen is something so disappointing. Seeing the missed opportunity of this big controller. The thing with just copying the screen onto the gamepad works from where somebody wants to watch TV, and well, you get to play on the gamepad, that's cool, but is that really the only purpose the gamepad had? If so, it's super boring. So yeah, looking back at this console, it had flaws and I probably missed some of them, but it wasn't so bad in my opinion. I only look at the bad side of this console, but there are some other things that I really like about this one, and it's at the same level as the Nintendo Switch. It's just that one is more recognized than the other, and Nintendo knows that the Wii U had a lot of potential. Why do you think they tried again with the Nintendo Switch? Just looking at how they took every single successful game from the Wii U onto the Nintendo Switch proves my point. The Wii U is one of my favorite consoles just because all of the good times that I had and overall enjoyment with this console. Even though it wasn't the best one, it was probably one of the most enjoyable ones, with their party games such as Nintendo Land and many others. Now, does it deserve to be one of the worst? No, it doesn't, but that's how Nintendo treated this console, even though it wasn't really their intention of making this console so poorly promoted and so poorly executed. So, as I'm coming back full circle of the title of this video, the Wii U wasn't so bad. It was just mistreated in the worst way possible. Then they tried again, and wouldn't you know it, it worked. But probably the reason the Wii U failed so bad is because of that stupid Nintendo Wii U Kids commercial. Nobody wants to hear about not having time with family. I hope you get divorced.